We're here at the Enduro World Series in Ireland. Glorious sunshine, we're in the pits and we're going to have a look for some of the best tech that's going around and what the racers will be using this weekend. Just spotted in the pits is this Fox brand new seat post. It looks as though it's going to be called the Transfer. It's got that unique Kashima coating that you see on the shocks and suspension as well. And it's infinite adjust, like I was saying, so at any point it can go there. And that's compared to the old DOS, where you had to go to a CTD position, which wasn't that great for all the riders. And then it's also fully stealthily routed, so it's right through the frame internally. And coming up to the lever, it's really neat, completely different to what we saw in the old one. And the Cube mechanic has finished it off with a little bit of grip tape, just to help Nico Lau get that extra bit of grip when he's using it. We've come over to the GT pits and I've got Windmaster's sanction here. I'm coming up to the bars and I'm noticing that he's got a Shimano XTR lever, which is actually actuating that Fox DOS seat post. So what he must have done is taken away some of the internals inside that spring and the other lever, so he's just left with this big one, and that's going to push the seat post up. And then the other thing that I'm noticing is he's running that Shimano Di2 and he's got it really neatly done. The battery's down in the stereo tube and they've done that by creating a little hole on some of the stem spaces and just popping it down there. So we're over at the Specialized pits. We've got Jared Graves' bike here and there's a couple of little things that he's changed for this race. He's got some prototype tires, special casing, just a little bit stiffer, and also got a new compound so it'll be extra grippy for these Irish trails. Coming onto the suspension, he's got that new RockShox shock, and that's got a custom link also to make that fit. So I'm running that metric system. And then coming up to the controls, he's got these guide alternate levers onto code calipers to make it super lightweight. And he also got some grip tape here just for extra grip. That's a great hack that you could try when you're at home. We've got Cecile Ravenel's Commencal Meta bike here, and she won the first 2 rounds of the Enduro World Series in Chile and Argentina. But what I have noticed is she's got this brand new RockShox Debon Air shock. And what RockShox are actually saying, it's using that new metric system, which is going to be very good for the future, because all those metrics, things like this remote lever that she has here, that can be retrofittable. And we've heard something about electronics coming in the future, so we'll have to wait and see what that brings. We're here in the Canyon pits and I've got Joe Barnes' Spectral. Everyone's going for a super lightweight setup for this round, and the first thing they're going to point to are these Crank Brothers Candy pedals. He's not running the mallet E's that a lot of the other riders with the bigger platforms are running, just to save weight. He's also got a remote lockout on his shock, and he's got a super fast, lightweight rolling rear tyre as well. So it's going to be a fast one for Joe Barnes, I think, this weekend. Also in the Cube pits, we've spotted that Greg Callaghan is actually running a 29er this weekend, and this is a brand new 29-inch bike from Cube. So it's slightly more aggressive to suit that Enduro bike. It's also got 140mm of travel and it's a full carbon frame as well. And then he's also got these brand new DT Swiss 1501 wheels, which were announced just recently. It's got a slightly wider internal width diameter, and they're also to be compatible with those new boost technology standards. We're over at the Hope pits, and we've obviously touched on this bike before. Neil covered it at Sea Otter, but this is the first time that I've ever seen it, and it is really cool. What I'm actually loving about it is this carbon mold. You can actually see just exactly how it came out of the mold. It's really raw. You can see all the fiber as well. And they're actually talking about not painting it and just keeping it raw. A lot of other brands do paint them, but this is unique. And this is the first ever Enduro World Series round that this bike will be raced on. So there we go. Hopefully I've given you some of the best tech that there is at the Enduro World Series. You can check out the people like Jared Graves' bike, Greg Callaghan's new 29er as well. But for more great videos on GMBN, and why not go tech related, click just up there for a tech playlist. Or you can click just down there for our pro bike playlist, where you'll see the likes of Jared Graves and Curtis Keen's race bikes. As ever, if you haven't already, click right in the middle to subscribe. Remember, it's free and you get a great video every day of the week.